It's Joe Mofet, and this is a time when my car broke down in the middle of the street.
We do it for us.
What's going on, family? Welcome to another episode of the We Do It For Us podcast where everybody has a story. My name's Vinay.
It's your boy D-Mac, and if you're watching right now, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on all post notifications.
Hell yeah, this story is going to be interesting because life plans, God's plan without Drake.
Let's go, praise God.
Absolutely.
Let's go, praise God.
Does Joe Mofet praise God, though? I don't know.
I had to. So, I'm going to tell y'all a little something. What just a little bit, all right? So the reason why I got myself into this situation is because I didn't want to listen to myself when I knew I had to. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I want everybody to know this. Sometimes you might not think about it, but it's your intuition to know to do something right when you think about it. So this was a couple weeks ago. I was out at Jado 38 release party. He did his release party out up in Margate, I think. Yeah. And I was driving back down to the crib. Now, it was already 2 o'clock in the morning. If y'all boys know me, I'm in my bed, 10, latest. But I was already out. So I'm driving back, and for some reason, my battery light comes on. As I'm driving back down, my alternator was already making a noise. Yeah. I want to give that little pretext. That's why I was saying, like, that intuition. My alternator was making a noise for, like, maybe 3, 4, 5 months now. But I was like, that bitch gonna stop on its own. I don't give a fuck. You know, one of those moments where it's like, man,
it's gonna start. It's gonna come.
Let me turn the music up.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Put the windows down.
Turn the music up. So I already knew that shit. But when my battery light came on, I was like, oh, it's about that time for me to change this alternator. So I said, I'm gonna change that bitch in the morning. When I'm driving down 441, if anyone in Florida know 441, it's a street that goes from north to south. And that bitch just go, just mad lights, just north to south. Mad long. Long as fuck. But I was also off a commercial, and if anyone knows that, that intersection, 441 commercial turnpike. I saw my battery light come on. It's 2 o'clock. I'm already tired as fuck. I said, I'm going to just hop on the turnpike, because I know if I drive on 441, I'm going to fall asleep at a light. Fuck it. I'm going to just slide. So I'm in that bitch sliding, going down. And at the same time, I heard a noise coming from my engine.
What kind of noise?
It was like a rattling, right? Yeah, like one of the bitches. Every time I turned on the AC. So this time, I was like, fuck it. I'm going to have to change that bitch and the alternator in the morning. I ain't doing that shit right now. I decide I'm driving down, wind down the windows. You know when you're tired, wind down the windows. Playing music. Battery light comes on. I start hitting sunrise. Something else happened to me. I start thinking about the decisions I make and everything in my life. Why the fuck I feel like I've been shrinking this whole time? Y'all boys notice that shit? But I started thinking about the decisions I made and the choices I've been talking about within myself for a very long time. So this time, it was the first day I decided to actually talk outside. Because when you have thoughts, you're not really talking outside to yourself. So now, at this point, I'm driving, windows down, music playing, and I'm talking out loud, talking about, for anyone out there to know, just like, hey, am I on the right track? Am I doing what I need to do to become the next person or the next level
One
person?
Mistake just costs you just to question everything.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and then that same situation, I'm talking. For some reason, another light comes on, and that was my seatbelt. I don't know if anyone has a car or like a Honda or whatever, but when you drive a certain type of car, your seatbelt light will come on, and it won't come off unless you put on the seatbelt. So now at this point, I'm now having what's the word?
Existential crisis.
Existential crisis.
You hyperventilating?
I'm not hyperventilating. I'm just having a conversation within myself. So I'm driving the driver's seat and I'm in the passenger seat. Because at this point, I feel my presence sitting down beside me, discussing the topics within myself, talking about things.
His soul had to double up.
Mm-hmm. I knew I had to double it.
I forgot you was a rapper.
I'm not clapping that shit. Nigga forgot I make music. Anyway.
But, so I said to myself as I'm driving, I'm talking to myself, I'm talking about the decisions I make and the plan that I have for myself. I start talking about things such as the books that I need to read and the conversations I need to have. And I'm actually having that same conversation within myself, talking about the relationships I have with certain girls and certain people and certain things, like I'm even asking myself, and this is the biggest question: why am I so afraid of success?
Nah, that's deep.
This is a deep conversation I'm having. Why am I so afraid to let go of pain and suffering in myself?
I'm sorry, but you having a mad deep conversation while your car is fucking up on you right now. That's just so crazy.
So I'm having a deep ass conversation. I'm driving and the light beep beep beep, like the passenger seat belt going off. I'm asking myself, this is the biggest question I ask myself. Do I feel like I don't deserve happiness and peace? And I had to answer myself, and I'm telling you, I'm in the driver's seat and in the passenger seat. I answered myself, looking at myself driving, and said, no. So I said, damn, I don't believe I deserve happiness and peace. And then I started saying, why don't I deserve happiness and peace? Why don't I deserve these things? How can I make my life better? How can I become a better person? And then I also asked myself, who do I need to become to get to where I want to be? And asking those questions, I'm driving, and things seem to be like, okay, you're on the right track. It's time to get to the next level. Now, recently, and this is just a little something. Recently, I've still been fearful. And I am a man, I'm not a religious man, I'm not a spiritual man, but I do believe God is within all of us, because we can control our own destiny for life. So I have been still going through a section of fear of what am I afraid of and why am I afraid of it. And I was just talking to a friend of mine, K.I. Y'all know, everybody knows, everyone knows of K.I., King Infinity. If anyone on YouTube, look, K.I. tries. And I even said it to him, he's like, what are you so afraid of? And then I said, I'm afraid of success. And he said, stop being a little bitch. That's niggas. But at the same time, he said, being afraid of success means that you are afraid that you don't think you'll be able to make it. So I also believe in myself in that same moment that fear is guiding my life more than I'm guiding my life.
Yeah.
So I'm telling you, I get off the turnpike, I start sliding back towards my crib. I'm headed out west. The first stop I make at the light, my light starts to flicker, and that shit just go like.
You know how you said earlier, you said, oh, I'll fix it in the morning.
Yeah, I'll fix it in the morning.
Your car said, no, nigga, you gonna fix it right now.
So I'm at the light across the street from my house, but like my peoples was home, and I was like, yo, shit, I don't feel like leaving my car out. I had my windows down. I don't feel like leaving my car in the middle of the street. I'm gonna just call them boys to come pick me, not pick me up, but see if they can tow the whip to the crib. And mind you, I've also been on a journey. I don't drink, I don't smoke, and I don't indulge in certain things right now. Sorry. But in that same instance, they came out, they're like, yo, but yeah, it's too calm in this situation. It seems like, you don't care about what's going to happen next. And to him or to them, they were like, yo, it seems as though you don't care. But to me, it was, I already know the problem and I already know how to fix it.
Right.
So.
Because they don't know the moment you had even before you came
They don't know any of that shit.
Whole emotional.
I had a whole breakthrough in myself, and when that car broke down, the one thought I had in myself was, this is a sign that you know the problem, and many times you have been neglectful to fix the problem.
Right.
And that same moment, it was like, it's time for you to fix it. You're not going to wait for the next day or the next day or the next day, because you will be broken down here and you will be stopped right here.
So I feel
Got it.
So it's like the car metaphor was like how your life is breaking down.
Yeah.
In a sense.
Yeah. And when I tell you, I know this podcast talks about embarrassing and traumatizing experiences, but it really shook me to my core, because the very next day I woke up, I went to go buy my parts. I went to go fix the whip. I did everything I needed to do, right?
Yeah.
And even so, I fixed some parts, something else broke in my whip. And I said, shit, this also means that my whip has been with me through many relationships, many situationships, many travels up the road. I'm in Italy. I did all this shit in my whip. Now, this is, that's just how it is when you're a young nigga. You get your car. You feel as though you and your whip are the same person. So when my other problem came, it showed me another thing. The person I need to become is still in the process of becoming that. But you need to start fixing the things that's in front of you instead of avoiding them and putting them off until there's no turning back.
Got you.
So you think you fix one problem, just more problems arise.
Yeah. But then also I was talking to my mentor, he said something to me that really stuck with me. Life is like yin and yang. God is going to put you, or life is going to put you in positions where it's going to be great, but it also has to put some moments in your life that makes it bad to balance it out.
Some turbulence.
Some turbulence. But you're also, the biggest thing is you're also going to be noticing when it's time to fix a problem. And to me, that moment was that day. And I said to myself, hey, if I want to become better, I need to become better. So what I can say and impart it on to everyone out there, if you're on your journey, if you're trying to figure something out, if you don't know, listen to yourself. Listen to whoever you believe in. Listen to whatever you believe in. But don't ever, ever, ever forget the most important thing you always need to do in your life is to trust in yourself and build a process. Vinay is the one who taught me that one. Your process is going to be better, and it's going to help you get to where you need to go versus when you just stay still or you're trying to figure out how to change shit. Because without a process, everything will stay the same.
Yeah. And then also, like, what I get from that story, everything was okay. It's not like your car broke down and you were kidnapped or somebody broke in and stole all your shit out the car. Like, you knew what the problem was. You started to fix it, and it was a metaphor for meta shit in your life that you need to fix. But even listening to that, like, everything is going to be all right, even when it feels like it's not. And it's your perspective on shit, right? Like, make the best of the situation that you're in. I fuck with that. That's an uplifting story. I like that.
What a great message. Let's all praise God.
Let's go praise God.
Praise the God in yourself. If y'all like that episode, go ahead and give us a like, comment, subscribe. Let us know how you fucking with it. We love you.
Hey, hold up. Last thing I want to say is, if you ever had a moment in your life that you felt like you or God was speaking to you, put it into the comment section. I personally want to read every moment that has ever happened to you. Because we all share similar experiences.
Yeah.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace, man.